Hi. So I'm going to try again to make this video because the other one was way too long. So this is kind of my coming out video, and I just want to say sorry about the rattling because there's a dryer that is on. So yeah. So I am bisexual, okay? And I have been all my life. But the thing is that I really started to think about it, like, because all my life I really thought that boys and girls were the same. And obviously they weren't the same physically, but they are the same, or they can be the same mentally. And that's kind of, I've always treated them the same way. So in 7th grade, when I was thinking about it, it was more like, if I like their personality, then I should like their body. And that is really the way that everyone should really think. Now, if you're attracted to only males, if you're only attracted to females, that's fine. Just don't date someone because of their body type. Date someone because you fell for them. Not necessarily in love, but you fell for them because of their personality in the first place. So everything about their body should really just fall into place. So me coming out, the thing is that I live in a home where being gay isn't very, well, it's frowned upon. And my sister is bisexual too. But yeah. The thing is, I came out to a few of my friends and they were completely supportive, which is perfectly fine. Well, it's great. I actually had an experience, but I'm going to skip over that because it involves another person like that. One thing that bothers me, though, is when I told my mom, and I actually recently just told my dad, but my mom and dad are divorced. But when I told my mom, she just laughed and said, I think you need to think about that for a while. And the thing is that it was right before freshman year, so I'm a teenage girl, and it really bothers me how when people say that they're bisexual for being attention seeking, and I'm not saying that everyone is. I'm not. But there are a few people that would say I'm bi, but I would never touch or make out with or whatever with another person of the same sex. Which really bothers me because basically you're straight and you just want attention. You can say you're thinking about it. You can say you're experimenting. That's perfectly fine. Healthy even. It's part of figuring out who you are as a person. And that's great. But I was telling my mom and she laughed, and it didn't really become serious until I got a girlfriend in freshman year. And I'm not going to name her name because there might be people watching this. And yeah. Anyway. My mom found out I had a girlfriend, and she flipped out. I wrote on my Facebook wall or something about, like, the link between Christianity and being gay, just like God would love everyone no matter what, so why can't he love me for being bi? And I changed my orientation. And so, yeah, and so I realized how homophobic my whole family was at that point. There are a few people that are supportive of me in my family, which is really nice. And yeah, like my sister. But it it was hard with my mom because I felt like she disowned me a bit. She still doesn't look at me the same way, even though I do have a boyfriend and I've been with him for over a year now. So it started kind of a big argument between my mom, her boyfriend, my sister and I. My sister and I against my mom and her boyfriend. And it was basically the whole like being a different sexuality than straight is wrong and you were going to burn in hell. So I didn't want to go home because there was going to be another argument. I was grounded, though. I was grounded for a while. My Facebook account was almost deleted. And my mom put it as, you aren't grounded for being bisexual, you are grounded for posting something on Facebook. Which was the God should love everyone, no matter their sexuality. And yeah. But it was really because I was bisexual, I felt, because that was the way she put it when we were talking about it. So yeah, my grandma lives with us, and she is my mom's mom, and she is an extreme Christian. She would take me to church, and I didn't tell her. My mom told her, and my mom said, I hope you know that your daughter is bisexual, or your daughter is gay or something. And my grandma said, I hope not. And that was all I know of the issue. Yeah. So that was the bad side about that. And the thing is, with my dad, he seemed like an even more homophobe than my mom. And my mom didn't seem like one at the time, before I told her. I recently told my dad, on Father's Day. I didn't even realize. So, I messed up. But we went out to dinner, and I was talking about it, and I said, Dad, I'm sorry. And it's funny because I was talking to him about it, and there was this mother and a daughter, and the daughter was looking at me like, what are you doing? And it was like we were the entertainment. It was pretty funny. But I told my dad, I said, Dad, I'm sorry, but I might be gay, because I was thinking that I might be a full lesbian rather than just being bi. I'm still kind of iffy on that, but the thing is that I love my boyfriend so much, and I will not break up with him just because I like women. Because I like him for his personality so much, and I do not want to give him up. The whole point is that I have who I have right now, and I'm happy with him. And I told my dad that was the point, and that I might be gay, and he says, oh, well, okay. Which really freaked me out, because my dad said okay. My dad said it was okay, and that was really crazy for me. And I said, well, I'm bi. And he was like, okay, that is not okay. And that really confused me, because he said, that just means you're confused. That's another thing that bothers me. Why can't I like both? Seriously, why can't I like both? Like, why not? I mean, there are a lot of other people that like both. Why not me? I'm not confused. Well, a little bit. But Yeah, I'm bi, but I'm more, like, I would rather have a girl than a guy. Like, if it came to a sexual situation. I just realized that you can't see my hand movements. I've been, like, doing this, like, all during the video and you can't see it. Um, but yeah, and my dad says, oh, you're just confused, but he says, I love you for who you are. It doesn't matter to me. Or something along those lines, which it made me really happy. Community-wise, no one really cared. Well, they cared, but they were supportive. But the point I'm trying to get at is that it's okay. It is okay for you to be bi, gay, straight, even transgendered, pansexual, everything. It's okay to like who you like. It's part of you as a person. I mean, me being bi isn't all of me, but it's definitely a part of me. And if you have really overprotective parents, I mean, you may be surprised, because I was surprised both ways. I thought my dad would be the one to freak out, and my mom to be the one who was okay with it. Both your parents could freak out, like you expect. And it's okay for them to freak out. I mean, I wouldn't, but they're expressing their emotions. However, it is not okay for them to tell you that it is not okay to be gay. It's perfectly fine. It is perfectly fine. You are okay if you are gay. They rhyme. That's how you know how perfect they are. So, yeah. I'm gonna be all cheesy here. It does get better. It does. Glare. And you can see my dark circles and stuff. It does get better. Okay? And you're not gonna live at your parents' house forever, right? I mean, if you don't have a job yet, if you aren't out of school yet, and or you're under 18 or something, and you are not, and you are something that your parents will freak out about, but it's a part of you. The whole point is accepting it yourself first before you go out and tell people. But when you go and tell people, it's just so you know it is fine. That's why you have to accept it yourself. But if your parent, like, if you're okay with waiting until you move out, like keeping in the closet until you move out, and then when you move out you can tell your parents, that's okay too. Just tell them whenever you're ready. So, yeah. And if you are ever having a hard time with anything, you can message me or whatever. I know I just started this YouTube thing, but yeah. I've been talking for a long time.